In a recent statement, German Bundestag Foreign Policy spokesperson Jürgen Hardt argued that measures should be taken if Russian fighter jets enter NATO airspace. Specifically, he suggested that Russian planes should be shot down in such situations. Hardt emphasized that the only effective response would be a clear signal to Russia, indicating that any breach of borders will be met with military action, including the destruction of Russian fighter jets over NATO territory. It is worth noting that earlier, the Russian Ministry of Defense reported that on September the 19th, 3 MiG-31 fighter jets completed a routine flight from Karelia to an airfield in the Kaliningrad region. The flight proceeded as scheduled. The aircraft did not deviate from their planned route or violate the airspace of other countries, as confirmed by objective control systems. The flight path was over neutral waters of the Baltic Sea, more than 3 kilometers from the island of Vayndlo. Two main views dominate the debate. One side argues that tougher defensive measures will deter future air violations. The other side notes that they will increase the risk of possible provocations and miscalculations. Within the alliance, some member states support a tougher approach, while others emphasize the importance of dialogue and coordinated procedures. The course of events could directly impact NATO's decision-making process and the security situation in the region. Recall recently, Germany's Air Force says it has scrambled 2 Eurofighter jets to track a Russian reconnaissance aircraft after it had entered neutral airspace over the Baltic Sea. In a statement, the Air Force said its Quick Reaction Alert Force was ordered on Sunday by NATO to investigate an unidentified aircraft flying without a plan or radio contact. It was a Russian Il-20M reconnaissance aircraft. After visual identification, we handed over escort duties for the aircraft to our Swedish NATO partners and returned to Rostock-Lag, it added. The operation was conducted as NATO prepares to convene its North Atlantic Council to discuss a separate incident involving Russian jets over Estonia. According to the Reuters news agency, the meeting is to address what Tallinn called an unprecedented and brazen violation of its airspace on Friday when 3 Russian MiG-31 fighters entered without permission and remained for 12 minutes before leaving. The United Nations Security Council will also convene an emergency session on Monday morning to address Russia's brazen violation of Estonian airspace, Estonia's Ministry of Foreign Affairs said.
Russia and Ukraine swapped accusations of deadly drone strikes on civilian areas of their countries on Monday, ahead of the UN General Assembly in New York, where the Security Council was expected to discuss the more than 3-year war. According to Associated Press, the Moscow-appointed head of Ukraine's Russia-occupied Crimea Peninsula, Sergei Aksionov, said 3 people were killed and 16 others were wounded late on Sunday by Ukrainian drones that struck the popular vacation resort of Foros. The Russian Defense Ministry said there are no military facilities there. The state-owned RIA Novosti news agency broadcast pictures of a school is said was damaged in the attack. The Defense Ministry said that air defenses downed 114 Ukrainian drones early Monday over several Russian regions.
Не знаю. Не входи.
At least 7 Russian aircraft bombed Zaporizhia overnight, killing 3 residents and injuring 2 more, according to regional administration head Ivan Fedorov. According to Associated Press, the attack started around 4:20 a.m. local time and lasted about 40 minutes, Fedorov said. Residential buildings, shopping malls, parking lot and critical infrastructure objects across the city were targeted. None of the sites had anything to do with military infrastructure. It was a deliberate act of terror against a peaceful city and its residents, Fedorov wrote on his Telegram channel on Monday's morning. In Sumy, a security guard was injuring in an overnight Russian drone strike at an unspecified facility, according to head of regional administration Ola Hryhorov. Elsewhere in the region, in Shalahin community, another man sustained injuries in a Russian attack, Hryhorov said. Ukrainian Air Force reports having neutralized 132 out of 141 strike and decoy drones launched by Russian forces last night.
Ворог наніс масованого авіаудару по Запоріжжю. Загинуло 3 людини, ще 2 травмовані. За однією з адрес частково зруйнований приватний доповерховий житловий будинок. Вибуховою хвилею пошкоджено сусідні будівлі. У ході пошуково-рятувальної операції надзвичайники деблокували тіло жінки.